Welcome to Tibara's Den. My name is Whitney and welcome to another CAS video. Today we are continuing on with the Taurus portion of our zodiac series, and so we are doing the second two sims that are going into our second house under the Taurus sign, which if you haven't been following along, please check out the previous videos. I'll leave the playlist linked in the description below as well as at the end of this video, but I explain everything, in previous videos. But basically, right now we are doing the Primal Zodiac, which takes your Western Zodiac and your Chinese Zodiac and combine them. And since we are doing the sign of Taurus, we are obviously combining Taurus with all of the different Chinese Zodiac signs. So right now we are working on our Wombat sim here. And all the information, the websites where I got the information from, those are all linked in the description below as well. So if you want to check those out, definitely do so. And especially the Primal Zodiacs, if you want to find out what your Primal Zodiac is, you can go to that website and find out. So Wombats combine Taurus with the Chinese Zodiac year of the pig. So if you are a Taurus and your Chinese Zodiac is a pig, you are a Wombat. But for her, it says, those born under the sign of the Wombat are strong, determined, sensitive, and stubborn. While they may not show their sensitive side to others, it is there, hidden beneath a layer of friendly manners they always keep on the surface. Wombats tend to be rather quiet and unsociable until you get to know them, or rather, until they get to know you. Members of the sign prefer to quietly observe until they feel comfortable with the group. Once you get them going, though, this is actually quite a social sign that gets along well with many different types of people. Wombats are smarter, stronger, and more agile than others expect. The sign can be painfully overindulgent and procrastinating to the point that others wonder how it is they get by day to day. Once a wombat has made up its mind, however, there is nothing that can stop them from getting what they want. This is where their slow determination and stubborn refusal to let anything stop them give them their strength. Wombats prefer familiar people and places. They are fond of luxuries and usually have well-kept homes where they like to enjoy hosting parties. A wombat will always have great food, wine, and desserts on hand, as they do like to indulge in worldly pleasures a bit too much. Hosting parties and entertaining guests is where they shine the most. They prefer this very strongly over going to clubs or bars or anywhere else loud or crowded. It never fails to surprise those who know a wombat best when they discover their reserved and lazy friend is a talented entertainer. It certainly doesn't seem to fit with their mild exterior, but in truth, members of the sign enjoy creative self-expression and are often naturally talented in the arts, especially in music. Some of the most legendary blues and jazz musicians of the early 1900s, such as Robert Johnson and Duke Ellington, were wombats. And then it goes on to talk about whether or not they choose to be artists. Most wombats do enjoy the arts in some fashion. They have a natural talent for business, and so they can fit in a career that fundraises, and they can host like a grand party to auction off art in order to help others, things like that. And it says, without the inspiration to use their powerful determination, the sign will more likely end up giving in to laziness, procrastination, and overindulgence. So some famous wombats were Holly Valance, Tony Stewart, David, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he was Angel in Buffy, but David Boreanaz, Randy Travis, Robert Johnson, Fred Astaire, Duke Ellington, and James Buchanan were all famous wombats. And so for my sim here, I decided to give her a politician career under the branch of charity organizer. I thought that was kind of fitting with how they describe the wombat. Her aspiration is party animal because it gives them the perfect host trait. And so I thought, again, they like to host parties and entertain at their home. So I thought that would be a good aspiration for her to have. And then the traits I gave her were snob, foodie, and music lover. And her name, Wening, means quiet. So that's what we're working with here. For her style, I really tried to go like soft elegance was kind of what I was working with. And I actually really, really like how she turned out. She wasn't as hard as I thought she would be, honestly. I was able to kind of find things that really fit with the vision in my head, if that makes sense. And I used like a lot of yellows and like softer yellows, not like a bright yellow. but a lot of soft yellows, a lot of dresses. Like, I want her to be very put together, and but still have a lot of nice things, and not too over the top though. Like I said, it was kind of like a fine line, between balancing, her her fondness for extravagance and nice things, but also kind of the reserved nature that she has. And so that's kind of what we're working with here. And so you can see her first outfit's very simple, but very elegant and put together. She has a couple nice pieces. She has a necklace, the bracelet on her wrist, and things like that. And then for her formal wear, this one I debated. I debated whether I wanted to go like full formal or more like I don't know how to describe it, but the best way I can think is like the fancy ladies brunch, where they get together and discuss fundraisers and things like that, and maybe like a daytime fundraiser event. That's kind of what I decided to go with for her formal attire instead of like a nighttime like extravagant type of outfit or fundraiser or party. So that's kind of what we were working with here. Like, I can see the dress I ended up choosing fitting very well for like a daytime event, and I really really like the dress I ended up sticking with. You're gonna see I tried on a lot of different dresses before I decided what I wanted to use, and this is a dress here that I decided to go with. I really liked it. It has a certain softness to it that I think went well with the character I was creating, and so I really really enjoyed it. And it's simple but not too simple at the same time, which again, that's the whole premise for this character. And then again, I gave her a couple of pieces of jewelry to kind of go along with it. Earrings were hard because you can't really see her earrings with her hair, but they do kind of peek through. And so I spent a lot of time on some of her earrings as well. And I like those shoes that I just gave her. Those are a custom content piece. And I don't use them a whole lot, but I think they worked really, really well with this outfit here. And I thought about doing like these diamond hoops, but then I thought it was a little bit too much, even though I liked how they really showed, even though her hair's kind of down. But it was just a bit too much, I think. And so I ended up changing the earrings, and I try on several before I decide what to settle on. So and you can see I go back to those hoops a couple times because I really did like them, but like I said, for this particular outfit and for her style, I just thought they were a bit too extravagant, and so I decided not to use them. And I don't think I use them for any other outfits. I do end up giving her hoops at some point, but just different ones and for a different outfit than this one. Like I said, but I do like how even the smaller earrings, they peek through her hair just slightly, which I think is really pretty. And I really like this hairstyle too on her. She's definitely a very unique sim, and I think out of the group that I created, actually probably out of the whole Taurus family that I created here, I think she's probably my favorite out of them all. So I'm very very fond of her, as you can tell. But her makeup I try to keep very understated as well. So more neutral colors on the eyes and the lips, and then just a small amount of blush to brighten up her cheekbones there. So now we are on to her athletic outfit. And again, I kept this pretty simple. I went a little bit more modest for this outfit. I ended up using this top here, and then I found, I think they're custom content pieces as well, but some high-waisted leggings, which I do see her being a little bit more modest than not. Some of her outfits kind of show off her body a little bit, but these are the leggings I ended up going with here, which I really like. And I'm pretty sure those are from the Delicacy and Grim Cookies pack that they did, the collab that they did together, which I really like some of the pieces that are in that custom content that I got. So I think, like I said, I'm fairly positive these leggings are from that, but I could be mistaken as well. And then just some basic workout shoes. Obviously, nothing too fancy there. I do think she would take working out fairly seriously, so I gave her a watch, and I didn't put any makeup on or anything like that for her. And then for her sleepwear, I again kept it pretty simple, nothing too fancy. I actually went a little bit more cozy for this look, and so this is the top I used here. I looked at a couple others, but I just liked how this one felt. And I like the idea of, at the end of the day, you know, she goes for coziness over elegance. And so that's kind of why I went with this here. And then the pants too, I just used some basic sweatpants, which I liked how cozy it felt. And I just see her enjoying that after, you know, socializing and such for the day. She would enjoy just coming home and relaxing. And so that's kind of what we're working with here. I kind of look at a few other pants as well, but again, I just didn't like any of them. And even though I've been kind of gravitating towards browns and yellows, for this look, obviously you can see there's a lot of gray, but it does have the touch of yellow as well. And then I just put some nails on her, but otherwise no jewelry, no makeup or anything, because it's a bedtime look. And then for her party look, I really, really like her party look. Her party look and her hot weather look, I both like. And so this is actually the look I used the previous one. I go back to it. Obviously I like to try on others just to see if I like anything better. This was a close second. I really thought about using this look as well. But I decided to go a little bit more casual for her party look. And so that's why I went with the other one. Even though it's still kind of elegant and put together, it's a little bit more casual than like this look. And so that's what I went with. This dress I really enjoyed as well, and I kind of sat here and looked at her for a little while, trying to decide if I wanted to go for that dress, but it was just a little too simple for me, and so I decided not to use it. And then you can see there's some other pieces that would have worked nicely as well, but it just wasn't quite what I wanted to go for, and it just didn't quite feel right. And so I like this dress here too. It's just the colors a bit much, and like I said, I was definitely trying to go for like softer colors. Those overalls would have worked nice as well, but they were a little bit too casual, so you can see I just kind of played around before I ended up going back here. And then I give her some boots to go with it, and then I actually give her tights for this. Like I just see her being the type to wear some leggings or tights, stockings, whatever you want to call them, pantyhose. They're probably closer to pantyhose than like actual leggings or tights, but they work well with this outfit, and it just adds a little bit of that modest touch to her, I think. And then these are the boots I use, and I actually use these boots twice. I use them for her cold weather look as well, which they look really, really nice for that. So you can see I'm just trying on some different leggings here, or tights, or whatever you want to call them. And so I ended up going with that, which was some more skin tone, kind of matched her skin tone, so it didn't stand out quite as much. And now we're on to the makeup, and again, just kept it simple, and of course jewelry as well, and just, you know, some earrings that peek through. I think this is the look I actually give her hoops for, and I like how they look. And I think I give hoops for the hot weather look too. So she does have a couple pair of hoops, but for this look, since it's a little bit more relaxed and such, I thought the hoops were fine for it. And so that's why I give her those. And then just kind of a neutral eyeshadow there in the brown color that kind of ties into the sweater. A little bit darker than the sweater brown, but I think it still looks really, really nice. I didn't go too over the top with like eyeliner or anything like that, because I just don't see her being the type to go heavy on the eyeliner. I think she would definitely add a little bit, but not too much. And then of course the blush, I typically use the same blush. Once I find a blush that I like on a character or a sim, I typically just use that blush. I don't really mix up the blush too much. And then just some basic lipstick. But now we are on to her swimwear, and I debated which glasses I wanted to give her, and I ended up going, I think, with the first pair that I had tried on anyway. You know, I just liked how they looked on her the best, and so I ended up using those right there. And then for her swimsuit, I actually think I use a custom content piece swimsuit that I have. It's a one piece, but I just really liked how it fit on her. It's this one here. I like the cut of it. It was a little bit more modest again, but still kind of showed off some skin, and not too over the top or anything like that. So that's why I ended up going with that swimsuit. And then again, just some glasses, and then I add some nails to her, but no makeup or anything like that. If she's at the pool and maybe getting wet, she wouldn't wear makeup. She would be very situational as far as her looks and things like that. And now we are on to her hot weather look. Again, this is probably one of my favorite looks that I ended up doing. I just think it's just fun, and it's this one here. This is the outfit I ended up doing, and this one is a little bit more revealing, I guess, as far as the length of the skirt, but I did not give her like stockings or anything like that. It is summer, and so she might, go a little shorter on her skirt or things like that. I did try to give her leggings. It didn't look right, and so I liked how the outfit was on its own. Again, she has like a little bracelet, and her nails are painted and things like that. And then they just give her sandals, but just nothing too fancy or over the top, but still very nice and put together, and it has that touch of elegance to it. Oh, these are the shoes I actually used. That's right. I decided to go with these heels here. I don't think I've ever actually used them. I like them, but they never looked quite right where I liked how they looked with this outfit. So I ended up using them, and then they're still kind of open and airy for the summertime as well. And then, like I said, I do give her hoops for this look as well. So I tried on some different earrings, but in the end I decided to go with some hoops. So but yeah, that's her summer look, and I really like it. Like I said, I'm kind of, torn whether I like her party look better or this look better. So you definitely have to let me know what you guys think. I think I'm kind of leaning more towards her party look as a clear winner, but this look, like I said, is definitely a close second. I think it's really pretty, and I just like how it looks. So. And then you can see I'm still kind of messing around with her earrings. I couldn't decide, and I ended up going with these thinner ones. I just thought they looked a little bit nicer. And now, of course, we are on to her eyeshadow, and again, I kept it pretty basic, just a brown that kind of tied in with her top again. Some eyeliner, but again, nothing too heavy or over the top, and then just some basic lipstick as well, which I think, like I said, she turned out really pretty, and I just like her style and everything like that. And now, of course, we are on to her cold weather look, and again, tried to keep it, on brand for kind of what I was going for with this sim. And so I don't go like puffy jacket or anything like that. I actually use a sweater instead. I just liked how it looked better than like any of the jacket options I had, and I knew they wouldn't be quite right. And then I used these pants here, and then I used the boots that I used for her party look as well. I thought they tied into that sweater really nicely, and they looked good with these pants as well. And so I kind of like I said, there's definitely an elegance to this that I really like as well. So that is kind of her cold weather look. Obviously not suitable for spending a lot of time outside, but I don't see her being outside a whole lot if it's cold anyway. So not a huge issue there. And then just some makeup again. I think I went a little darker with the blush on this look, but again, nothing too much. But it is winter, and sometimes your cheeks get a little flushed, so that's what I was going for there. But that is my wombat sim, and like I said, that does combine Taurus with the Chinese year of the pig. So now we are going to be going on to my squirrel sim, which the squirrel is the sign of Taurus combined with the Chinese zodiac year of the rat. And so the little blurb about them says, combining the ambition and cunning of the rat with the stubborn persistence of the bull, those born in the primal zodiac sign of the squirrel are capable of creating great success in their lifetimes. Both highly capable and strong-willed, members of this sign are willing to take risks necessary to lead them to their goals. These traits represent both the best and worst sides of the squirrel. Their strong work ethic and enthusiasm for achievement help them immensely when it comes to getting what they want out of life. At the same time, squirrels are often too willing to sacrifice anything and everything in order to accomplish what they have their mind set on. Some may even reach the very edge of ethical and moral boundaries if need be, though luckily they are usually smart enough to know not to cross legal ones. Once squirrels become focused on a goal, there is simply no stopping them, unless they choose to stop themselves. Though not patient in the classic sense of the word, they are willing to take each step at one at a time in order to build the foundation for their success. This is often the difference between this sign and others who seek success. Even though they want the glory and riches as soon as possible, squirrels inherently know that it will take time to get where they want to go, and are willing to wait if it gives them a better shot at having it all. Squirrels have great instincts. They understand people very well and will often partner up with others to reach higher levels of success. Witty, imaginative, and charming, they are surprisingly skilled at convincing others to join them on the road to greatness. Usually they will stay loyal to their comrades, though they will not hesitate to do what is necessary to keep their dreams alive. The big picture is the only picture for a squirrel. Interestingly, in the animal kingdom, the typically vegetarian squirrel has been found to prey on other small animals if need be. Though this is rare, it clearly represents the singular focus and survival instincts of the animal, which represents those born under its sign. The ambitious squirrel often knows exactly what he or she wants to do with his or her life. The big picture idea may hit suddenly, but is almost always a natural extension of the person's skills, talents, and interests. And then it talks about, of course, different careers, and some are kind of tailor-made. Some squirrels are adept at business, and can do fundraising as well. They are great with money and are perfect fits as financial advisors. They also enjoy auctions, particularly like in the world of art and antiques, and many squirrels are also naturally gifted musicians. And so some famous squirrels are Mark Zuckerberg, Busta Rhymes, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Carmen Electra, Valerie Bertinelli, Bobby Darin, Glenn Campbell, Charlotte Bronte, and William Shakespeare. They were all famous squirrels. So for my squirrel, I gave him the career of painter, but patron of the arts. So he doesn't so much paint as he collects art pieces. And then his aspiration is archaeology scholar, and that gives him the bonus trait of museum patron, which I thought was perfect for this character. And then his traits are art lover, ambitious, and genius. And his name Sappho means to succeed. So that's kind of who we're working with here. And so for him, I decided I kind of wanted to go a more sophisticated route with him, not so much businessy, but just very sophisticated. And he obviously is very successful, but I didn't want the suits and ties and things like that. And so I really liked this top here, and there was two different tops, and I think I used the other one for one of the other looks, but I liked how it had the high, almost turtleneck vibe to it, even though it's not quite a turtleneck. And it just kind of gave that sophisticated air, I guess, is what I thought anyway. And so that's kind of why I went with this top here. Like I said, I don't see him being a typical businessman, suits and ties and things like that, but he's obviously very successful and wears nice things and is kind of put together as well. And so I can actually see a lot of similar traits between him and my wombat sim, and I think they would definitely get along very, very well, and maybe kind of work together. He probably goes around and collects art pieces and things from the world, and then maybe she helps put on fundraisers, and they kind of sell them together, things like that. And so I definitely think they probably complement each other very, very well, as housemates and maybe working in business together. And then, she obviously enjoys entertaining, and I think he would definitely make a lot of connections and maybe invite, different people to that party where they can make connections for buying or selling art and things like that. So that's kind of what we're working with here. The hardest part, as always, with my male sims is trying to find the shoes. I decided to go with these ones here. They were the closest that kind of went with the top, I thought, and the most simple that didn't kind of clash. Some of the others, it just looked absolutely ridiculous, and these ones even aren't quite right, but I thought they fit well enough, so that's why I went with that. And then for his formal look, again, I did not go, I thought about going like full tuxedo vibes, but it wasn't quite what I was going for. And so the suit I actually ended up using, I think it's this one here. Um, and it's, again, there's kind of like a sophistication about it, but it's not too businessy or too formal either. And so that's kind of why I went with that suit there. And I just liked it in the white. I thought it was very nice, and it was kind of giving me the right vibes for the picture I had in my head of him. And so that's kind of why I went with this outfit here for his formal look. And I think it turned out really cool. Again, you can see the hardest part I struggle with is always the shoes. So that's always a bit of a frustration with my male Sims. And I don't know why I have such a hard time matching the shoes. It's not so hard like if they have the longer pants, but for some reason when they have the shorter pants, and even like I see like men in real life, and when they have the shorter like suit pants and such, and then like their socks and their shoes stick out, it just bugs me, and I don't know why, but it does. So you see, I kind of went quickly through his athletic wear. That one wasn't too hard, and now we're going for his sleepwear, and I didn't want. That's the thing with the sleepwear on both these Sims. Like, I didn't want to go quite like the sophisticated route. I think when it's nighttime and they're kind of relaxing and unwinding, they would go more comfortable than sophisticated or elegant or things like that. And so you can see his sleepwear is pretty basic. And now we are on to his party look, and this is where I used the other top. You can see it's very similar to the first top, but a little bit different, and so that's what I went with here. And then some dress pants as well. And then these shoes were easier because they had the longer pants. And then now his swimwear, and I have these custom content pieces, which I think are like retro style swimsuit pants, and I just like how they looked on him, and so I used those. And then of course some sunglasses, you always gotta have that. And then for his hot weather, I just went with like a collared polo type shirt here, and then again just some dress slacks, and just kind of polished and elegant. I thought about going for like the loose fitting shirt, but it wasn't quite sophisticated enough for the Sim, and so that's why I did not use that. And then, the shoes again weren't terribly difficult because of the longer pants, but I still kind of played around with them a little bit as well, trying to decide what I wanted to use, and I ended up using these shoes here. And then I do give him a watch for this look. I think he would always wear a watch. It's just some of the other looks, because they were long sleeved, you don't see the watches. So, and then this is his cold weather look, and so you can see he has the button up shirt underneath, and then like the nice sweater over the top, and then again just a pair of pants and some basic boots. Nothing too fancy there, but that is my squirrel Sim. I'm just going to go ahead and run through their looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think of them. Again, the squirrel combines the sign of Taurus with the Chinese year of the rat. But let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't already, like this video, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. And we will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.